Do you feel like that this is going to be something that is as hotly debated in 20 years as it is today?
You know, I can't tell you, because we have yet to see what the implications will be to children who were raised in an environment where this is seen as both normal, acceptable, and fundamentally conferred the dignity that comes from law. But for the faith community's perspective, I don't think you're going to see a wholesale capitulation or an abandonment of Christian orthodoxy or Jewish orthodoxy. I think you have a number of ministers, and that's what we represent as the faith and family community, who say, I'm sorry, but my conscience won't allow me to participate in that. And I mean no harm or absence of dignity upon any other individual, nor do I intend to infringe upon their liberty to express themselves as they deem appropriate. And I think this dialogue in America would have been much different had it been done through the democratic process. Through that process, the opportunity for that understanding, mutual respect, and mutual degree of give and take may or may not have been achieved. Instead, not unlike the 1973 Roe v. Wade decision, which basically said to all 50 states who had laws on the books, you can't prevent this practice from coming to an abortion facility near you, we have another social experiment brought to America courtesy of 5 members of the court, 5 unelected, unaccountable jurists. And I don't think the debate or the dialogue will end on this.
It's interesting you bring up Roe versus Wade, obviously one of the most divisive decisions and one that we are still litigating almost every term at the Supreme Court. Do you actually assume that there will be a decades-long fight over this issue? And as a sort of a secondary question, you know, we have seen that access to abortion in many states have been curtailed by court rulings. Do you see any way that the rights of same-sex couples might be similarly restricted by future decisions?
Sure. I think that there will be religious liberty battles as to whether or not cathedrals, synagogues, and sanctuaries must confer those rights in their religious facilities, and whether pastors, priests, and rabbis must be the ones who convene the ceremony or oversee and officiate. I think there will be litigation over that. I believe that. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead. Do you think that there's any way the court could compel a religious group to perform a ceremony? Do you think that a conservative congregation could be compelled to marry a same-sex couple?
No, I don't. I think it may voluntarily decide to go that direction. I believe courts may try, and that may not be the first step or the first stop. But members of that congregation, the moment they step outside of the sanctuary or in a public square that now views them as hostile and is very easy and willing to label homophobic or bigoted based upon that person's deeply held religious belief. And I think that's troubling.